Advisory. Some episodes of the 1836 podcast are not intended for all audiences due to details that might be considered disturbing. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
This episode of the 1836 podcast is the first of the Arkansas Governor series and profiles the state's inaugural governor, James Sevier Conway. James Sevier Conway was born on December 9, 1796, in Greene County, Tennessee, to Thomas, a Revolutionary War veteran, and Anne Conway. The Conway family was well connected. James was a distant cousin of the prominent Sevier family, including John Sevier, Tennessee's first governor. This family legacy of leadership likely influenced Conway's sense of duty, patriotism, and later ambitions. As a young man, he grew up in a region transitioning from frontier to settled society, which shaped his practical outlook and work ethic. Details of Conway's formal education are not clear, typical of the frontier where access to schools was limited. However, he was known to be self-educated, with a keen intellect that served him well in his professional pursuits. In his early 20s, Conway trained as a surveyor, a critical skill in the expanding American West. By 1818, at the age of 22, he moved to St. Louis, Missouri, where he sharpened his surveying skills, working on land grants and territorial boundaries. This experience gave him an intimate knowledge of land and its value, which would later prove invaluable in Arkansas. In 1820, Conway relocated to the Arkansas Territory, settling in what would later become Pulaski County. The territory, recently carved from Missouri, was a land of opportunity, but also hardship, with a thin population and basic infrastructure. Conway's surveying work in Arkansas was extensive. He mapped large strips of the territory, including areas that would later become key settlements. His expertise earned him respect and connections among the territory's elite, positioning him for political advancement. Conway's career extended beyond surveying. He became a farmer, acquiring land and cultivating cotton, which was a common path to wealth during this time. His economic success bolstered his social standing, and he married Mary Jane Bradley in 1825, a union that produced 10 children and further tied him to Arkansas's emerging upper class. Conway's public service became more serious when he served as a delegate to the Arkansas Territorial Legislature in 1823, where he advocated for infrastructure improvements and land policies that benefited settlers. His family's prominence added to his stature. His brother, Henry W. Conway, served as Arkansas's territorial delegate to Congress until his death in a dramatic duel in 1827, an event that emphasized the volatile politics of the time. When Arkansas achieved statehood on June 15, 1836, Conway was a natural choice for governor. Running as a Democrat, he won the state's first governor's election, defeating Absalom Fowler, who was a Whig candidate. Conway took office on September 13, 1836, at the age of 39, tasked with guiding a state with a population of just over 50,000 people, a fragile economy, and tensions over issues like banking and Native American removal. His administration focused on establishing the foundations of state government. One of his most significant achievements was securing the passage of legislation to create a state bank, intended to stabilize Arkansas's economy and provide credit for settlers and farmers. Conway's governorship also saw efforts to improve infrastructure, including roads and ferries, critical for a state that depended on agriculture and trade along the Arkansas River and other waterways in the state. He advocated for education, though limited resources meant progress was slow. His administration navigated the complex issue of Native American removal, as federal policies forced tribes like the Cherokee and Choctaw through Arkansas on the Trail of Tears. Conway's role in these events was largely just administrative, ensuring the state cooperated with federal mandates. But it remains a dark aspect of his legacy. Politically, Conway was a steadfast Democrat, aligned with the Jacksonian ideals of limited government and agrarian interests. His leadership style was pragmatic, reflecting the needs of a frontier state. He served one term from 1836 to 1840, choosing not to seek re-election, possibly due to the growing financial difficulties tied to the state bank and his desire to return to a private life. After serving as governor, Conway retired to his plantation near the Arkansas River, focusing on farming and family. He remained a respected figure, but largely withdrew from public life. His health began to decline, and he died on March 3, 1855, at the age of 58, likely at his home in Walnut Hill, Lafayette County, Arkansas. The exact cause of death is not well documented, but it was most likely related to the ailments common to the era, such as fever or heart disease. Conway was buried on his plantation. His gravesite, though not a public monument, is a testament to his deep connection to the land he helped shape. James Sevier Conway's legacy as a cornerstone of Arkansas's early statehood endures through his surveying work, which guided settlement, and his governorship, which established vital state institutions despite frontier challenges. Conway County and the city of Conway are both named after him and stand as tributes to his ambition and service, reflecting his rugged determination and vision that shaped Arkansas's transformation from a territory to a state.